Ladies and gentlemen, my first guest tonight's a very funny comedian and actor. Please welcome Boston's own Stephen Wright.
She was a red-headed girl with long black hair.
That was great. That was really... So, Stephen.
Yeah. Thanks.
That was a nice song, first of all. That was a great song. That one...
Thank you very much.
Really nice. It was a little short, but...
Well, you know, I have like 3 versions of that song. There's one of them is much shorter than that one. And then there's a 75-minute version. And I thought, this situation, I should go with that. You know.
I think it worked very well.
Thank you.
It was very pretty.
It's very touching and very emotional. I don't know if you can, I'm almost weeping.
You're almost weeping right now?
Yes.
I can tell.
Yeah.
Your raw emotion is filling me with emotion.
Yeah, that's wild.
Kind of frightening, isn't it? Did you actually study music? Or
I don't really know. I've been playing for years, but I studied briefly at the Berkeley School of Music in Boston, Massachusetts, and
okay.
for about 2 years under the Dr. Philip Phillipson.
Oh.
Have you ever heard of him?
No, never heard of him. I'd know that name. I didn't hear of him.
You do know? Or you know?
No, I would have known.
I wouldn't think that you would know that. Not anything about you.
Being a stupid moron.
No, and he had this weird way. He was a very strange man. He had taught music as if, like, to sculpt. Like, you know, when you sculpt, you take away stuff until you get what you want. You chip away, chip away. So that's what he said to do with music. If you're going to write a piece of music, you had to write all the notes that you weren't going to use. So, and which took hours and weeks and weeks. Just, you know, on and on and on and on. Like, that was actually my thesis. And that was...
Really?
It took me 17 months to write that.
And you gradually pulling everything away.
Pulling away, and years.
I'm just curious. Where did you go right there? I'm just curious.
Miami,
why didn't you take us with you?
Years later, someone asked him, "Why don't you just write the music rather than this?" And he just looked at the person and he shot himself. Which I took as like he was even doing that. He was removing himself from the teaching, and it was like
part of his whole
statement.
Part of his whole philosophy, really.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on the show again.
It was a pleasure. It was a...
I'm going to give shorter answers from now on in case the conversation is being traced.
Okay. All right.
So ask me if I know what time it is.
You know what time it is?
No.
I think we're okay. No one's going to trace that. I think we're in good shape.
How are you doing?
I'm doing real good.
Good.
Yeah, everything's fine.
That's good, because you're always having one-sided conversations.
In what way, one-sided? How do you mean?
You're doing it again, see?
How? How am I having one-sided conversations?
You never really say anything.
No, I ask. I never say anything about myself.
Right.
Well, tonight I revealed that my face will be paralyzed next week. But that's very rare for me to talk about myself. Usually I ask and ask. It's my job to service the guest in any way possible. Keep going, keep going. I understand someone said that you have an album coming out. Is that right?
I have an album.
You're here to plug an album, someone told me.
It's not here.
Really?
It's not my album.
Oh, there it is, right there.
Yeah, there's the album. This is, Fish's album.
You're plugging Fish's album?
Fish has a new album out, and it's an excellent album. I think you should maybe try listening to this. See, what happened was my manager, who just got out of prison, he said, I want you to go out and promote an album. And I said, I don't have an album. I haven't made an album in years. And he said, damn it, go promote an album.
So you're out promoting someone else's album.
Exactly.
And how's it going?
Excellent.
How's the album selling? Very nice.
It's good. The songs are much longer than mine, but...
They'd almost have to be. Can you hang on 1 second? We're going to do a commercial break.
Absolutely.
And when we come back, I'm going to ask you some more one-sided questions.
Thank you.
It'll freak you out. You can be all right?
Yeah.
All right, stop crying. We'll have more with Stephen Wright in just a moment. Stick around. You're from my hometown of Boston. How you enjoying New York?
I think everyone's so relaxed here. I was walking through Central Park, and there must have been a fire or something. But people were walking by just casually going, smoke, smoke.
They're very calm about that here.
Amazing. In Boston, there'd be trucks and people running all around.
You know, you work a lot. You work constantly. But what do you do when you're not performing?
I try to. Lately, I'm getting into very vigorous physical activity. I've been doing a lot of. Well, I've skied twice. I've skied once in New Hampshire and once in the '86 Olympics. And I enjoyed both of them very much. And I've been doing an exercise bike, you know, getting the endorphin thing. Like I do about an hour and 22 minutes at a time.
Wow.
And I time it like before I do a performance so that I have that endorphin rush going. Like right now, I don't know if you can see it.
No, you're like
I'm wired.
Like a maniac out here tonight. Yeah.
It's fantastic. And what else? Let's see. My sister had a baby, and no one's ever had a baby in my family other than my mother and stuff. and it's amazing, a baby. I've never been around a little baby. They seem so helpless, just little tiny. And when I hear the baby crying, at first I get distracted because I think it's my subconscious. Oh no, I can see into the future. That's good. And Fish has a new album, and
you're plugging that album away, huh? That's going well. Are you seeing anyone? Any romance in your life?
I'm seeing a girl I've been seeing in about a year. That elf that I met. She's not really an elf. She's about 4'8". She's about 4'9", and I met her in Amsterdam. She's a strumpet. You met her, I think, at that party.
I did meet her.
I thought it was a party, and it turned out it was an arrest.
Right, exactly.
She's a trumpet, and I met her in Amsterdam. She's a sexy girl. She speaks German, and it really turns me on when I ask her to say the number 25 in German. She'll just stand on a table with a 4-foot girl, and she'll just look at me and go, 25.
Oh, man.
Really,
that's working on me right now, yeah. I gotta say, that's
very
something.
Very sexy girl. Much better than the other woman I was seeing years ago. Do you remember her?
I remember her.
Yeah.
Tell them about her.
Well, she was a very controlling woman. I met her at she was a seamstress at a straitjacket company.
Really?
And I had met her because I went there because I knew eventually I was going to be put away in an insane asylum. I wanted to have a straitjacket made, tailor-made, because I didn't want anything off the rack.
No, you don't.
So then I met her, but she was very controlling. She was like, I couldn't do it. You know, it might have been all in my head, but I don't think so, because I have no game.
Well, wait, how was she controlling?
Well, like one night, the final straw was, we were having dinner, and she said, can you pass the salt? And I said, that's it.
I am out of here.
I'm out of here. I don't need that.
Oh, my God.
So the strumpet elf is working out. I'm exercising and I start going on the road, and I had everything's fabulous. And thank you for having me on the television show.
People really should check out Fish's new album, right?
Good to see you.
And you're going to be this is in Red Wing, Minnesota.
Really?
Right? Yeah, I'm sending you there. This is the power I have. When I'm done with guests, I book them someplace.
You're delivering packages.
Yeah, I want you to deliver a package to Red Wing, Minnesota on January 28th. That's where Stephen Wright's going to be. So do a good job and you can come back. All right, Stephen Wright, everybody. Rebecca Romaine and Junior Brown are coming up. We'll be right back.